Hey, so glad you're back. So, dig a hole and scream all your feelings into it. I know it sounds kind of silly. However, most of the time when we have these big feelings, and again, we're talking about adults and kids, these feelings can be overwhelming. And our tendency, our safety switch is to just shove them down, to avoid them, to distract, to say, I'll deal with it later. And unfortunately, what that does is just causes them to build up and build up. Let's be real honest. When we're talking about grief, for many of our kids, they have a lot of anger about why it's not fair, why their parent, their grown up, their loved one isn't physically here and present in on this planet anymore. And they don't know what to do with that. And there's really no great way to help them feel better about that, especially in the very beginning stages. And what I find great with this activity is we are giving a place for all these feelings to go, and that container feels safe. It feels like this can hold all of my feelings, and your child doesn't have to worry that you're going to be upset by them or that you're not going to be happy with them if they say these things. So I would love if you live by a beach, go dig the hole on the sand. If you live in a wooded area and could go out into the trees and dig a hole, or even if it's just your own backyard, even if you live in a place that maybe doesn't have a yard and it's just a pot of dirt, that works too. So you want to dig the hole in the dirt, and this becomes the container, the safe place where you are going to scream all of your feelings in. And when I say scream your feelings in, it might start with a whisper. Maybe a yell feels too much. But I would love for you to get to the spot where you could yell everything that you're feeling. So, I'm mad at Dad for dying. I wish Grandma never left me. I'm upset they couldn't be a part of this day. And the more that you talk about it, the more that you yell, the more that you get into this space that it's safe to let these feelings, these thoughts out of your head, out of your body, the more you might be surprised at what comes out of your mouth or your child's mouth. Now, a couple of disclaimers or warnings, if you will. This can be a really emotional process. So if it's something that you feel like your child's going to have big emotions when they start to yell and say the things, then maybe this isn't a time where you do this activity together. Maybe you just hold space for them, meaning you're just there to support them as they do the activity. And then later on, you go and do the activity by yourself, or do it before you invite your child to do it. Because you might be surprised as the grown-up what emotions come out for you. I know I have used this technique in the past, and I'm always a little surprised at what comes out, because I think that I know what I'm going to say. And when I really let those emotions come up, sometimes I'm just caught off guard by how real, how raw sometimes those grief emotions can be. And sometimes just by nature of what you're saying, this emotional release happens. So there might be crying, there might be more angry words, or you just might get to a spot where you just feel exhausted and defeated, and you just don't know what else to say. The other thing is, your kids don't have to name their thoughts or things. They can just grunt and growl and scream. But the fact is, they're still getting these emotions out of their body, and that's the purpose of this. So again, those are a couple of ways you can use this. If you need additional support, please reach out. I'm happy to support you.